You have to fall in love with it. Beth Day. How are you doing, Beth?
Dear. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I am doing excellent.
That's
And
great. I'm glad to be here.
A reminder, because I know a lot of people had just a little bit of issue. You got to get right up on that mic. Got to get right up on that mic because it's very, very difficult.
Yes.
Now, my second guest is also very near and dear because she helped report whenever I decided to run. And even though some other people in town trashed her, bashed her, and just completely went after her, she kept strong and she kept her faith, and she always has been right here by my side and by our side. She's an amazing girl. Currently, I have to have her mic muted. Now, why do you think her mic is muted? Well, the reason why is because she's currently reporting in from Mississippi, sitting in a pool in 80-degree weather.
80 degrees.
And she currently, I can't hear her. She can hear me, but I can't hear her, so I have no idea what she's saying. But yeah, so she's sitting in a pool, splashing around, having fun while we are sitting here with 40-degree weather.
I was going to say, did we get past 45 today?
I don't think we even got past 45.
I don't think so either.
So
Hello, Buchanan!
Hi, Alison.
All my Bucktown people!
How are you?
I'm good. I miss you guys.
we definitely miss you too.
Indeed.
We definitely hate you right now because over the fact that you are sitting and splashing around in a pool.
Yeah.
Well, at least you hate me for that and not for my friends or choices that I make, right?
Absolutely.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
right.
All right.
That's what for other people in town that are currently city council candidates are planning to do for you.
Right.
That's their part.
So I have to say this, since you just introduced me onto the show. I was trying to keep quiet while you were doing the introductions about the Keeping Up with the Kardashian drama and the Real Housewives. Do you know what my favorite show is?
Probably Real Housewives.
Yes!
Yeah, that's you. That's you.
I watch them all. I love it. I love they are so drama filled.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I wouldn't want to be their friends and be in all that drama, but I love to watch it.
Honestly, I could see a reality TV show coming to Buchanan.
I can see that. And I'll get plenty of those follow us around a little bit.
It's worse than Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin.
You're right. You're right.
But, well, this show is actually going to be a little bit different.
Okay.
Just a little bit
it's
different.
Definitely different. If you can hear my neighbors, they're just like shooting guns right now. So that's like cool.
America.
Yeah.
Not your average
I mean,
podcast.
Mississippi is West Virginia with no mountains, I'm telling you.
Just with more of a southern twang.
Yes.
Well, at least you don't have a Caden Calgary, so you got us beat there. But anyway,
Right.
so we're
Yeah,
just going to go
yeah.
straight into, I don't really have questions, so that's what's going to be different today. The reason why I did
We're
this...
just freestyling today.
Oh, we are. We're just going to freestyle, but I'm not going to try to rap because, yeah,
Okay.
I'm not Eminem and I'm too white to be anyone else. So the fact is, or what is that? Vanilla Ice, Ice Vanilla, French Vanilla. What was his name? I forget his name.
Yeah, yes, Vanilla Ice baby.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah, definitely not him.
Okay.
So that's not going to work
Yeah.
out. But we are going to freestyle it, and the one reason why I wanted to bring, I do have some past questions that I will ask again.
Okay.
But one reason why I wanted to bring you both on is currently there is one of the biggest drama. Okay, and I don't know if you heard about it, Alison?
Well, which I've been trying to avoid Facebook because Buchanan drama no longer interests me. So hit me up.
Well, this one will. So, well, a city council candidate, put it at that. I was driving by I'll admit it. I'm the one who took the picture. The picture. But yeah, I'm the one who took the picture. Actually, I'm going to officially put it up here. So this is going to be a little bit of a thing for tomorrow. But
and everybody will be able to see it for the ones that
so this is our cast tomorrow, so you can kind of get a heads up on that one. But here is what you're currently seeing is a city council candidate whose name is up there. Went over her sign, a perfectly good sign, perfectly fine sign, was found in the garbage.
The garbage. I saw that.
So it was put straight into, what is it, file 13? It was put straight
file 13.
It was put straight into the garbage. A perfectly fine sign, wires intact, sign intact, in the garbage. Straight into it.
They got smart.
And what they did was they took it out of their yard and threw it straight into the garbage. Well, that picture, whenever I drove by, made my heart smile from pretty much my heart to the tip of my toes. So I took that picture, and I immediately sent it to the sweetheart Beth Day. And I said, Beth, you got to see this. This is awesome. And both Beth and I just sat and just laughed. And before anyone says, well, that's horrible, someone actually paid money for that. Well, here's the thing. That same exact person that paid money for that both threatened both of us, had to have the police called on them because of both of us.
We didn't start anything.
Yeah. And the fact is, well, if you're going to connect, yourself and your fake journalist friend want to connect, and then your family also wants to go out there and try to trash people and threaten people, and you yourself threaten city voters, and not only just city voters, but you also threaten people that are very, very, very important in town. The names I will not mention, of course, for their own safety, but people that are very, very well known, people whose families are very well known. Whenever you go out there and you threaten them, whenever your family goes out and threatens people very well known, and you go out there and you say all this different types of stuff. Whenever I was running, go out there and say that Muslims don't belong in office because I was running against her. Going out there and saying anti-stuff about Chinese. Going out there and saying anti-stuff about blacks. And before anyone says that, oh, do you have the proof of this like she did? Oh, I've shown it on this show before. Just go back a couple of episodes. You'll see it. So you see all that. And then on top of that, she had the audacity to come over to Sweet Beth. And anyone who knows Beth, I mean, she is an absolute sweetheart, went over to Beth and started threatening her, telling her that she's not a Christian and a whole bunch of other different types of stuff because she's supporting a Muslim. Okay? And then she also went after poor Alison, who's an absolute sweetheart, because she covered my story. Now, you attach all that different types of stuff
for covering a story
and being my friend and be called an on-the-fence Christian. So you take all of that, and then you take her motto, there's no hate in our town.
Yeah.
So the fact of the matter is, whenever you're a hypocrite, and you're also ignorant enough that you cannot have an idea of what's actually going on in our town, and the main reason why you're running is just for the benefit of yourself and your church, well, then you don't need an office. That's just the way it is. And people are seeing that, people are tired of it, and people are throwing away your signs. Deal with it. And I don't care. I mean, I know people are going to get mad because of that statement. I don't care, because the fact of the matter is, it's what has happened. It's you have a past, and you can't cover it up. That's the way it is. And you're attaching with people that are going out there and trashing as well, trying to act like fake lawyers on Facebook, trying to act like they're, everything else. So, I'm going to call you out. People are going to call you out, and that's just the way it is.
So is that pickup? That pic from yesterday?
Yes, so the sign was in the garbage, and Beth posted a picture of that sign titled The Things You See, which ironically is the first...
Things You See, yes.
Things You See, which ironically is the first line in tomorrow's play. So, the things you see, and then that caused a Facebook uproar. So what ended up happening was suddenly everyone came over and started saying that it's a horrible gesture, and that Facebook lawyers, and whenever I say Facebook lawyers, I'm not meaning actual lawyers. They were just trying.
Right.
They were just
to say that it was illegal.
Yeah. Trying to say that it was illegal. Now, Grandpappy's basement man, Caden Cowger, and wannabe Kenneth Copeland, decided that he wanted to get up there and try to also tell people that it's illegal to throw away a person's sign off their own personal property. In which I called him out on it, which everything can be heard tomorrow. Or if you're friends with Beth, you can always see the script right before then. But each person will be played by, and each person will have an impression done straight for them, too. We're not just reading it. We're not just reading it. We're actually doing impressions as we go along.
Oh, this is going to be very interesting. I can't wait to watch that.
Oh, it is. And I don't know if you heard me.
Listen. I'm sorry, listen, not watch.
Yeah. We were going to do video, but then we started thinking, we'll just do audio. It's much better because then we can sit back and really just blurt out and have fun and, not have to worry about people at home.
That's right.
Yeah.
We can flip off the page and not have to worry, oh my God, is someone seeing it? We can just do whatever we want. But, so it caused a huge uproar. People started coming. People who just sit at home and, do nothing. Immediately became lawyers and started going up there and saying how it was, illegal and so on and so forth. So it got taken to a point that someone in town went over to their house and took a picture with the sign and said that it turned out that the sign was broken and everything is fine. Everything is nice, hunky, and dory. That they didn't mean to. That it's going to go straight back up and everything's nice, fine, and dandy. Well,
and it was nice of that person to do that. I don't want to, take away from...
It was.
He thought he was doing a good thing, and because I'm sure the signs do cost a lot of money. No, I'm not trying to interfere there.
I know.
It was really nice of Rob to do that.
It was.
So, but the sign was not damaged. It, in fact, was not damaged. Everything was fine. And still to this day, that sign is gone and still probably in the garbage somewhere. So it has...
nothing was wrong with it. Why didn't they just put it back in the yard?
Exactly. So it's very clear that those people were done. And it also begs the question, because I have, I go to college right here at Wesleyan. And during the time that I was going to Wesleyan, and then whenever we switched to online school, I was still going over there for some stuff. So signs have now also been, which begs the question, signs have also been being taken out of other yards. Now, that is a question. That is not they are disappearing. Now, what could... we only can guess that either someone has stolen them, which is horrible. It's a horrible thing to do. Someone might have taken them and vandalized them. Or there's always the possibility that someone just took them out of their yard because they're done.
Yeah. And I think as a citizen of any town, a voter with constitutional rights, if you think that you're for someone, you put their sign in your yard, and then things take place over a period of time and you decide, okay, I don't think I'm for this person anymore. You take their sign out of your yard. I can't imagine that that's a legal offense, but I am not a lawyer. I don't claim to be a lawyer.
Well, I am not one either. So what I did was I texted a lawyer of pretty much almost 40 years, and I texted him and asked him, is it illegal? And he indeed let me know that it is not.
Okay.
So, the fact is...
If the landowner themselves...
Now, is it still distasteful? Because it would be considered, you should just call the person up and say, hey, I don't want to vote for you anymore, and just take it.
Right.
That's it.
But a lot of people don't want to just offend somebody
That's
like
the
that
thing.
either, probably.
Now, these people could have done that. We don't know
Right.
for sure. This is not me saying this
Right.
for certain. This is not me saying this, anything like that. This is just me
Right.
saying.
We're not going to assume.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not assuming. And also,
Okay.
we are registered. So I'm not going to go out and say, anything of, it definitely happened, it definitely didn't happen, whatever else.
As opposed to
Gotcha.
It's
the
just,
blog.
they are disappearing, and it was confirmed that this certain one that I'm talking about, was in the trash. So there
Okay.
is a lot of questions that are currently being tossed around.
Okay.
So that is currently happening. But Beth's post just caused, it was interesting.
Upheaval. Woo! Yes.
No,
Girl,
no.
Beth, you
Dude,
started it.
I have the full thing actually pulled up here.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll read some of my favorites.
Okay.
And again, everything will be read tomorrow,
Good deal.
live. Everything's
Good deal.
live.
Do it.
So we'll give everyone just a little hint of what is coming.
Are you gonna
Okay.
do it? Your
Let's see.
impression?
I'm going to do the impression.
Oh, good.
I go for
Just
it.
a little
Oh my,
sample.
we are in for a treat right now.
Yep.
Indeed.
If I can find. Okay.
It looks like a short novel.
So, my friend Mr. Jenkins, Shane Jenkins, was asking if it's illegal.
Okay.
I checked, and it is not, so I let him know that it is not illegal. And, we had a nice discussion. He actually, and I do want to give a shout out to Shane, because he even mentioned that if signs have blown over and stuff like that, or blown away, he has picked them up and put them properly, even if he disagrees or agrees with the candidate. He, does make sure that they're standing up and they are, yeah, that is very, very
We
nice.
should give a shout out to Shane because isn't he a fireman?
He's
one
also
of
a
our
fireman.
First
Yes, that is
responders.
true. He is a fireman.
Yes. Thank you, Shane.
So, Shane, thank you so much for what you do.
Yes.
And thank you for being very noble as well. So I will give you
Yes.
But there
Yes.
is one thing about Shane, and that is he still hasn't come onto the show. So I'm still pushing him to come onto this show. So we'll see if we can get him
Yeah.
out onto this show. But yes, Shane is an awesome guy, so I thank you very much. But we had a little bit of a conversation, nothing bad. Just kind of talked to him about how everything is whenever I checked with that lawyer, an actual lawyer, an actual barred lawyer,
Really a real one.
a real lawyer. Well, the man himself came in and had this to say.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Yes, it is, people. Taking someone's sign or destroying a sign amounts to theft, destruction of property, and can be a criminal offense. That is according to Mac Warner. Yeah. So that was him himself. So I called him out and said exactly, Caden, you're not getting anywhere acting like a journalist or a lawyer. Because clearly you aren't either and will never amount to either.
To the point there, Dario.
It is, in fact, not illegal to throw away a sign. That is according to common sense and actual law. It was given to the person, not rented to the person. The person can do whatever they want. In fact, that is the finest example of free speech. So, Caden, because, I don't know, scared of me, jealous of me, hates me, either which way, I
All
don't
of the
care.
above.
All the above, I don't care. Maybe I can sound more like him than he can sound like him. But, so he refused to acknowledge anything throughout the whole entire evening, and it just kept bouncing over. But it is what it is. Who cares? But yeah, so he was furious, and that's why the first title of this event was lawyer, quotation marks, or journalist, because it's very clear that he can't find out either which one he wants to be, and both he is not. But he had posted it up there.
Appreciate him giving the comments for
Yeah.
Robert.
Oh, yeah. I do appreciate him for saying these comments because it makes great comedic gold.
Absolutely.
So we have that. So that's going to be happening tomorrow. But then some other people got in. A nurse got in, which that will be mentioned tomorrow.
This is good.
A whole bunch of people got in. And so, yeah. And we are going to read everything in characters and, again, checked with a lawyer, an actual lawyer, not a fake journalist. And everything is being done completely and totally legal. So,
Absolutely.
we're all good to go. So it doesn't matter.
All right.
Who says what, or who wants to go and type up online. You can't. You can't get anywhere. But what do you think about Danny joining the show? I mean, Danny has done a lot in town. A lot
Indeed,
in
I
town.
think that's fantastic. You do. You've got a great cast that's going to be here tomorrow.
And
Yeah, Lee and Danny. Wow. Amazing.
And not only is this happening tomorrow, this is going to be happening every single 2 weeks.
Really?
So whenever
You're gonna have a play every 2 weeks?
Yes, it will be a play written by Facebook comments.
From the comments.
Just by Facebook comments.
Oh, this
So-
is getting good. This is getting
Whenever people go up there and try and go up there and, for example, like whenever I was running for office, trying to say because I'm Muslim I should go screw a goat, your name and your comment will be mentioned live.
I was going to say this is going to be the most.
Oh,
the most
Lord. Names are
entertaining
popping through my mind right now.
But here's
Oh,
the thing.
Lord.
For the people that are going to get mad because I'm saying their comments, why did you put
Oh,
it
yeah.
out there if you didn't want me to?
It's public, yes.
Oh, yeah.
You already put it
I
out
hope,
there.
I hope you're ready for the fire.
Oh, yeah. Because here's the thing. If they didn't want it out there, if they didn't want it put down, and they didn't want made fun of or someone critiquing them, then they shouldn't have commented
Right.
at all. So
Yeah.
I
that's
said
just
it's
the way it
price
is.
you pay for being a bigot.
So the fact is, if you want to go
This
out
is
there and
what
say,
parents try to teach their kids. If you don't want it to show up later, don't put it in a text or an email.
Yep.
Very good point.
so you've put it out publicly on Facebook, expect the backlash. And before anyone also tries to say, well, they're just trying to be kind, or maybe they're right, or something. First off, I don't have relations with goats. But if someone tries to say something like that, then at the same time, any comment that I have said technically immediately gets X'd. But of course, people are hypocrites and don't want to immediately comment or say that. So the fact is, that is all going to come out. And on top of that, which, think what you want, all of Sheila's posts, all these posts are going to be read in character right here. There's like a 500 comment thing where people are calling Muslims pedophiles, and where she was agreeing to take a gay person and tie him to a pickup truck and drag him down the street. Those will all be read in character right here. So all that will be read. All that will be done. And yeah, and again, and also her saying that there's no hate in the people that were calling Muslims pedophile. That will also be read too. So again,
Sheila's not so Christian moments is what you're saying.
that should be the name of it.
Sheila's not so Christian moments.
That will all be put out there. And again, before anyone tries to say I'm trying to influence an election, it was her words, it was her comments. I'm not influencing the election. I'm just reading her comments. So I'm reading her words. So if she's so proud of it and she's so upset because I'm saying it, then why did she put it out there?
Right.
That's just how it
So
is.
what another journalist has been doing towards one group of people, you are also going to do towards another group of people, basically, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like you're just
Pretty
putting
much
it out
because, hey, it's only fair.
Kind of like a Thursday evening live
Okay.
instead of a Saturday night
Yeah.
live, and you're just
It's
poking
Thursday
fun.
Yes.
evening live
You're just doing Facebook comments.
with Kate and
Whichever you
Calgary.
prefer.
Oh, yeah!
Nachos, get them out, ready to go.
So, all that.
That's right.
All that will come out, all that stuff. And again, this is not stuff that is just fake. It's not something that I'm just randomly looking up and trying to
Yes.
Create.
exist. All of the comments, apart from tomorrow, because everything is up on Beth's page. I wasn't able to get everything over, but everyone can go over to Beth's page and see the comment or the post as well. But everything will be also broadcasted up onto your screens at home. So we're not changing anything. We're just saying what other people are saying. But the only difference is I'm just going to be saying it in Caden Cowger's voice. And I will happily read the articles that he did about me and about poor Beth that got set up at the Republican dinner and everything else. I'll happily do that. You could play Sheila. No, Allison, you need to play Sheila. You gotta play Sheila.
No. I only play the saintly positions, not the vixen.
Well, that would be the one you want.
So we're covered there.
Good.
Covered there too. So that is going to be upcoming. And again, every 2 weeks, all being directed by professional theater.
Yeah.
I would like to just say though, real quickly, that whatever transpired in the corner that night was not a representation of the Republican women.
Oh yeah.
I believe that. Yes, I agree.
And I think Beth knows that and knows me well enough, and some of the other ladies in the group that was not a representation. Like, we had no idea that anything was even going on.
Right.
And, my mother took over my position as president when I left because she's the first vice. And I can tell you that my mom is definitely a godly woman that lives at the feet, who would never spew hatred or bigotry or prejudice of any type, and would never condone any type of negative behavior. And there were other ladies there that, when we sat down and Beth was gone, was like, what just happened? There was never a call to remove Beth from the group. That was a blatant lie.
Yeah.
As opposed to what Kate said.
That
trying to say
never
that you would
happened.
definitely
And I don't want to mention names because I know that some last names have a negative connotation right now because it's election, and I don't want to bring anybody into the midst. But I'm thinking of one officer in particular who said, I am not okay with asking Beth to step down from the group until we even talk to her personally, regardless of what the bylaws say.
Yep.
So I just did want to say that openly, that was not a representation of that group. That, the group itself is a lot of really good, professional, and godly women that would never act anything otherwise.
And that kind of brings me to my biggest point and that I do want to ask, because it's a conservative panel. We have to talk about some conservative things, not just go around, not just have me, blab on and on and on. But that's the fact of the matter is, this was not a representation of either someone that is, true Christian or a true Republican, because Republicans are not racist. That's just the fact of the matter. They are not.
Right.
And
there probably are some that are. There are probably some liberals and some Democrats and independents.
There's crazies everywhere.
You're going to have people in the mix of everything, but if you allow that small portion to represent the whole group, then that makes you prejudiced.
Yeah, exactly. And that is exactly why a lot of people, not only on the Women's Executive Committee, but also other Republican clubs and stuff like that, and committees. I have a lot of friends, a lot of friends that are part of those committees. And, they're very, very close to me. We meet up on a regular basis. We might not see eye to eye with politics and stuff like that. But at the same time, we sit back and we relax and we have a nice dinner, no matter what, because they're very, very nice. And one of the closest people, which I do not see eye to eye on anything with this man, on politics wise, but he is so close to me. He used to hold me in his arms whenever he was running for sheriff many years back. And he's just, I mean, him and I are very, very close as Virgil Miller, and he's a very, very strong Republican.
Yes.
And it
And
doesn't
he's
matter.
a good man, yeah.
We sit back and we relax and we just shoot crap the whole entire time without a care in the world. And just, that's the way it should be.
Exactly. And just for those that don't know, like with you and Allison and Rodney and your father and how that friendship came about.
Oh, yeah.
And but for the fact of your all's open minds, it never would have happened.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I mean, I do have to say one thing. If it wasn't for Sheila having a coronary and Caden also having a heart attack, this would have never blossomed. This radio show would have never started. Allison and I's friendship and Rodney and I's friendship would have never started.
Let's all sign a thank you card.
Yeah. So that's what we need. We'll get together a thank you card with a nice cute puppy on it.
For the fact.
Yeah.
Well, Beth would probably agree with this, but sometimes the enemy will send something to try to block a blessing, and God will open another door, you know. And when people, and I'm not saying that anybody else created any dissension with us. I'm just saying, like, that when people create a scenario or whatever of dissension, then you know, God was able to open a door to a beautiful friendship. And
Absolutely.
if anybody out there who is a Christian does not see that God loves everyone, and that when Jesus said that he died for everyone, and this is me, I know that you're Muslim and I'm Christian, it's different, but that he died for everyone, and he would have died for, if there was just one person on earth when his sacrifice took place, he would have done it for just one person. So for anyone to claim to be holier than thou or more Christian than someone else, that's not God's love. That's not how he works through us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
You're exactly right, Allison. Very well said.
And I mean, like I had mentioned before as well, you know, Jesus did, you know, worked and tried to give back and stuff like that, not sit in his basement and bring up a stereo and go, oh, that's the problem. You know, you don't have that. And then you also don't have someone going out there hating against all these different types of people. That's not what Jesus would do. He would try to give
And people often think, oh, well, Jesus was meek and he was mild. Yes, he was, but he was also bold.
Yes.
You know, like when he went into the temple and flipped the tables, I mean, he was not some weak little vulnerable man.
Not at all. He was not happy at all.
So, I mean, that's just the way it is.
And
that's exactly right. That's just the way it is.
That's right. And I just want to say further, after Allison mentioned the dinner, and I truly probably should have just went over to her and talked to her privately or something after the incident at the 88. But when she told me that there were people disappointed in what I had done, and some felt betrayal, and here we are getting ready to have a Christmas dinner. I believe it was the 23rd, and I just thought, well, I really don't know who the some are when she said some people were. Of course, I had no idea, and time was of the factor, and I thought, well, I'm just not going to cause a scene here, and I'm just not going to do the dinner, and I politely set my iced tea down and went downstairs and left. But of course, I didn't also know that Caden was downstairs also. I didn't realize that till later. I'm sure it was all planned that way, because I got to thinking later, I'm not even sure she really technically should have been there. She had paid her dues in November because I'd given her a ride home at the November meeting. But the dues were for the ones that started January 1st, technically. You know, I mean, not that it's that big of a deal, but technically she hadn't been an official member there. And she had even said she came on the last spur of the moment. So I just think, well, you all must have decided on the spur of the moment that, you know, let's make that mission. But I just want to say that, and I was always just so thankful when the alliance with you and or when the friendship began or you all met, and it just made my heart smile. And it's funny, you know, how things just work out that way, you know, that like you mentioned.
Well, it was definitely not preempted by anybody else because nobody knew that that person was even coming. Either of those two people had not RSVP'd or, well, as you know, it said that they couldn't, the one person said that she could not be at the dinner because of prior engagement. So, and that's why I reached out to you the very next day, like, why did you leave? Was something said? Like,
absolutely,
you know, and you didn't want to talk about it, and that was fine. But in hindsight, and I've had this discussion with Daria, in hindsight, I see now that it was kind of orchestrated, but not by anybody else in the group.
Sure, I believe that. And of course, that was the 23rd, and then on the 24th, just little after midnight, several hours later after that incident, is when a stranger sent me a private Facebook message, a private one, and just started reaming me about what kind of Christians stands with them. And oh, Merry Christmas is all I thought. And, you know, dealing with that, and what, you know, but it's all good. I've got broad shoulders. I just feel like that I've got the Teflon on. Bring it on. It's okay. I feel good in my stance of standing with them.
Right.
And I think
that person was also being not controlled, because we're all responsible for our own actions, but definitely manipulated by someone else to think that you had really done something wrong.
That's true.
You know,
that's true.
You can't trust us dirty Muslims.
Who ultimately turned their back on me for being friends with the Khans and not saying things that she thought that I should have said. So we'll give that girl a pass, because I really like that girl.
Right.
And she made that right.
Right. That's right. Well, I was so glad whenever you did call me, though, and I knew that you were sincere in what you said, but I was really elated whenever you all met and became friends, and that just really made my heart smile.
Yes, mine too, and still to this day.
Me too.
Yeah, it was beautiful friendship, beautiful friends, and then we became friends, and then suddenly you decided to move to Mississippi.
I know, but now you guys have somewhere to come and visit.
Absolutely, we could do the podcast from the poolside.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You guys don't even we're just a short drive to Gulfport, which nobody swims in the Mississippi Ocean, but there's really good seafood, really good shopping. Gary and I've already talked about that. We're hitting the Polo and the Tommy Hilfiger outlet.
We're definitely going shopping.
Yes. We're also a very short drive from some amazing beaches that people do swim in Gulf Shores, Alabama.
That's wonderful.
And a little 3-hour drive to Pensacola, Florida.
Jeez,
wow.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you need a podcast.
We're in the hub of the Gulf down here.
That's
love
awesome.
it.
So when are you coming home for that new grandbaby and see the new grandbaby?
As soon as the travel restrictions are lifted, where people can go out other than for their essential jobs, I am coming home. We FaceTimed last night, and he was just smiling and cooing, and I'm like, Grandma wants to kiss your face.
Oh, I bet you did.
He was born on February 20th, so he's just a little over 2 months.
Yes. Now, I'm sure you're anxious. Hopefully it won't be too much longer, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
And we can, you can come over. Hopefully all the restaurants are open. And we can actually do something.
That would be great.
Maybe.
Yes, I would love to eat some hometown food. Low carb. I'm doing all the way low carb.
Yeah, but whenever you're traveling, you can't do low carbs. That's kind of...
It's like Christmas.
I have to, though, because I'm like on a real roll, and I'm trying to be a spokesman for the products that I'm using. And like, I mean, I'm telling you, it has changed my life. Like, I'm just happy every day. I'm energetic every day. I feel good. I feel amazing.
That's wonderful.
I mean, I traveled just from the back room of this office over to my father's office, and I felt like it was a long travel, so I went over and I got a Sweet Delicious Manhattan-sized baked potato, so all the carbs I could have with nacho cheese and sour cream, and just ate it up today at lunch. So this is a plug for awesome pizza rolls, awesome ice cream, awesome everything.
Yes.
Awesome owners, very, very sweet, delicious.
Yes, Michelle and Bill are wonderful, wonderful
Sweet
people.
Delicious kind of story though. I was at my friend's on Barber Street. I mow his yard, and he's a dialysis patient, and I picked him up today, as a matter of fact. But I was over at his house. I just finished mowing the front yard, and I heard the notes of the ice cream truck, and it was somewhere close by, and he lives on Barber Street, and I was in the back in the kitchen, and I go running towards the front to get my wallet, and he yells, "He's out back!" And so I thought he's over on Academy Street, so I go towards the back, and he said, "Well, he's coming out front." So I stopped and went out front to listen to. I heard the notes playing, and it turned out to be his neighbor back behind playing her clarinet, practicing because she's trying out for a WVU band. And her notes, it was the clarinet notes, and it sounded identical to the ice cream truck. And there I stood with my wallet and no ice cream. After I ran to the front, ran to the back, ran back front, and no ice cream. And I just looked at them. I had to tell them. I mean, they probably wondered about me. I'm standing there with just my wallet in my hand, and there's no ice cream truck here.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
But Michelle, I'm sure that Sweet Delicious makes it by on Barber Street. I'm sure sometime, and I'll be looking forward to it whenever I happen to be there.
And they now have an ice cream truck as well. Yes. So they're going to be delivering at some places here in town. So
That's
definitely
wonderful.
to check them out.
Yes.
That is so cool. Michelle is very inventive like that.
They have Bunny Bells there have on the delivery to ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Bunny Bells. That's wonderful.
And not only that, a kind of a plug for Sweet Delicious, but I also want to give a congratulations to all the students that graduated from West Virginia Wesleyan College, including Courtney Jack, who is Michelle Jack's daughter. She graduated. She was a senior, so with a bachelor's in nursing, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So very, very tough course.
Courtney.
So
Wesley was ranked number 1 for nursing.
So congratulations to all, not only the nursing students, but also just all the students in general. Congratulations on, also people going over to seniors and stuff like that. Just congratulations for having a not so calm year. It definitely was different having to change over to online classes. I know for a lot of students. But congratulations for getting through it all. And to high school students.
And graduated from the high school.
Yes. And I love what they're doing with the BUHS graduate page where people can adopt the graduate.
Isn't that great? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They need some sort of recognition. They're going to go down in the history books as the, like we said, back to that prior conversation about the whole year is going to be historical, going down in the history books.
Yeah.
Hey, so guys, I'm going to have to sign off in a minute because my hubby is working night shift and I'm going to have to go wake him up and make dinner and stuff. But I was wondering if I could just take a minute to give, not a shout out, but just kind of make known to anybody that may be listening or may replay the podcast later that there's a young lady that I know from Buchanan, and she has gone to my old church a couple of times, the Way of Holiness, and her name is Tiffany Squires. And yesterday she announced on Facebook that her husband passed away very unexpectedly at 30 years old. And I know that a dear friend of mine that I graduated with, Misty Post, who most people know because she runs the Buchanan events page and has been a huge promoter and orchestrator of food donations and masks and everything Buchanan, shared a post where they had started a GoFundMe because, you know, a lot of people that are so young, in their 30s, something like that happens unexpectedly. They don't have life insurance. They don't have a burial plan. And I just would like to ask that if anybody that's listening or listens later, if it's laid on your heart or you feel that you want to be a blessing to someone, if you could go on Misty's page and donate to, I believe his name was Jerry Squires. You know, that's a very tragic loss for her, for his entire family. It was very unexpected. And I know that they definitely could use that monetary support right now. And I know that times are tough for everybody. Like, you'd be surprised if everybody just donated $2 or $5, you know, how much further that goes to help a family. So I really felt that laid on my heart whenever Daria asked me to come on this evening, that I could mention that, even though it's been posted on Facebook, for people to help.
Good for you.
Yeah.
All right, go get Rodney up.
Well, actually, we're going to take this chance right before you sign off. It won't take too long. We're going to go straight into our giveaway because that way I can cut the mics and we can kind of get you off without messing up any of the equipment or anything like that. So the giveaway item, again, sponsored by Dave Kelly. Dave Kelly Auctions. You can head over to highbid.com. Currently, right now, then they're planning on opening up auctions here soon. But that is sponsored by Dave Kelly, along with many other items that will be given away during Charleston Week, which is this upcoming week. Make sure to tune in. We have a lot of very interesting guests, so make sure to tune in for that one. But the giveaway item today is an ice scraper with also a brush and many different things attached to it. It's got everything along with it. It's like a $20 value. It's a very, very, very nice ice scraper. It's like the Rolls Royce of ice scrapers. So it's definitely something you want. It's also something that doesn't just apply during wintertime. It also can apply during, right now, to get off pollen, to brush off anything. So it works for everything. So make sure to definitely answer the question. But all you have to do is just comment in, and that's how you win. And the question of the day is, alcohol is a word derived from which language? Again, alcohol. Tricky. Alcohol is a word derived from which language? We're going to cut the mics. Thank you, Alison, for coming on. And
thank you, Alison.
We will be right back.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and we have a winner, Cody Peterson.
Yay! Tomorrow's
One.
your birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Yay! Happy birthday, Cody.
So yes, you won the Rolls Royce of ice scrapers.
Woohoo!
So congratulations for that.
And I can take that and get that to her.
Yes, we will contact you probably right after the show has finished up, and you can, or we will figure out a way to get it to you. So thank you again for tuning in and remaining to tune in as well.
Yes.
So,
And happy early birthday.
yes, and happy early birthday. Well, I think this pretty much wraps everything up. Again, I want to thank Alison Harrison for coming on today for part of the
Yes.
conservative panel, and also Beth Day.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
I definitely wanted to get you on because right now there's a lot of, news being spouted around. On top of that, another news thing that I wanted to bring up that is currently hitting people a lot right now. Outside of Sweet Delicious, a city council candidate got a knife pulled out on him by a local, we'll just say another candidate supporter.
Yes.
And yeah, so that is also in the news right now. He got a knife pulled out on him, and then he had to protect
But
himself.
there's no hate here, right?
So, but there's no hate here, so we got to remember that. And ironically, that was a supporter of that same exact person.
Yes.
So we can't
Yes.
forget about that. But the person that pulled the knife is also the same person that has had continuous times of spray painting signs, which has been officially proven by text message, and the police are taking care of that, and also threatened my partner as well, and came to his house and threatened threatened him and his kids. So the police are currently taking care of that. The Buchanan City Police, which is an awesome group. So they are taking care of that, and then also the sheriff's office and state police. So they're all taking care of that. So that is also another thing that I wanted to mention. Talking about Sweet Delicious just kind of dragged my mind. He walked out. He was actually, here was the saddest part. He walked out while he was buying ice cream for some of his guys that he helps.
I saw his post where he had them there that night.
Because he wanted to treat him to a nice treat, and he was being very nice, and then this person did that. But again, there's no hate in our town.
Exactly. Yeah.
So always got to remember that one. But we got the giveaway again. Cody, we will
Good job, Cody.
text you and take care of that here soon. And yeah, make sure to tune in. Tune in for tomorrow, 5 o'clock. We got all of the comments that are going to be officially read. It's going to be very, very fun.
It is going to be fun.
So make sure to tune in for that. And then again, next week we have Charleston Week, where we have, so I do have to plug this. We have an action camera, so like a GoPro, that we are going to be giving away next week. So it's
awesome.
big, very, very big, sponsored by Dave Kelly.
Wonderful.
But here's the thing. Here's the kicker.
Okay.
It's not going to be given away on a certain day. What you have to do instead is you have to tune in consecutively for 3 days, and each day get that answer correct. If you do not get the answer correct, then it starts over, then it's free game.
Okay.
But it's going to be a competition.
Okay.
So whoever can answer the 3 questions 3 consecutive days will win the action camera, so like a GoPro, with all, it also has different attachments and stuff like that, and that will all can be won just by doing that. So it's pretty big. But then on top of that, we have stuff like a weighted blanket, 15-pound weighted blanket, 2 Bluetooth speakers, couple of laundry totes, an Eddie Bauer plush blanket. We got a whole bunch of stuff, all different types of stuff. But the most important thing, and the most definitely the one thing that a lot of people will want, is that action camera and all of its different attachments. So make sure to tune in, and that's just given away. It's you don't, apart from the 3 consecutive days that you have to win or that you have to answer. That's all you got to do. All you got to do. So that's all. That's simple.
That's right.
Again, everything sponsored by Dave Kelly Auctions. Just head over to highbid.com, and you can check that out. But with that, it marks the end of our live broadcast. I want to thank everyone for tuning in.
Thanks for having me.
And, well, during these rough times, make sure to take care of each other and follow the effing guidelines.
That's right.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for tuning into the Pros and Cons podcasts. Check back daily for more episodes. And remember, if everyone around you is an asshole, maybe you're the asshole.